Today we are on the Boxer by PuckiPuppy. Very interesting choice of a business name. So PuckiPuppy has a couple different bikes. All of their models are named after dogs. The bike we're on today is the Boxer. It is a 26 by 4 inch fat tire e-bike with dual suspension. So it's got front suspension, which is mechanical and basic standard suspension, and then the rear we have the linkage suspension, rear linkage, and I'll show you that once we get off the bike. First impressions on this bike is it really doesn't feel too powerful. So this is rocking a 750 watt motor. This is a 48 volt e-bike, so not a whole lot of power. We're starting to see 52 volt being the norm this year, but this is a 48 volt e-bike. It can get a top speed of 28 miles an hour. Looks like we've got it up to 29 so far. Similar display to another brand e-bike that I review, but the actual colors and everything are a little bit different. The information is pretty lacking on this display. There's not a whole lot of different options. Not a whole lot of options on the screen. How about I just show you everything and then we can go and test its off-road capabilities. I got a fresh new bike for us to review today. This is the PuckiPuppy Boxer. As you can see, the bike is lacking in a couple things. It's a pretty baseline e-bike, plain, not a lot of upgrades, very minimal parts, and pretty good for off-road in that case because you won't have to worry about getting your fenders messed up. A lot of people that ride off-road might not want a rear rack. It is lacking both of those. So let me go through the bike with you today, show you what it's all about. The biggest standout feature is this is a full suspension e-bike. It does have the mid suspension right there with the rear linkage. We're gonna go out and test the suspension right after this. Show you what this thing can do. But let's go ahead and start off here on the dash area. Now this screen might be pretty hard to see, but we'll talk about that in just a second. They have the nice locking grips here that I really like. They're a really cool shape, easy to grip onto. Your hand's not going to slide off. Provides a lot of grip, and they are locking so they don't move, they don't spin around freely. So right here we got some Logan hydraulic brakes, so I really like to see that they put hydraulic brakes on this bike. Being that it's a 26 by 4 inch bike, it takes a little bit more power to stop it, especially with the big fat tires. So having the hydraulic brakes really does help with your stopping power. A lot easier to maintain, and I really like to see that they added those on here. And then you have your menu selector, has the power up and down to change your PAS levels, and then a switch here for your headlight. That's all it operates. Nothing on the screen changes. It's all pretty much the same thing, and it might be kind of hard for you to see right now because this screen is really hard to see in bright sunlight. So don't expect to be able to read that while you're riding your bike if you're riding in the daytime. Now this remote does have a 5th button, and it's down here, and that's for your horn, as you just heard. Pretty straight handlebars, so there's not a whole lot of curvature here. They don't really contour into your body, so it's a pretty straight ride like a mountain bike would be. On the right hand side we got your Shimano SIS index shifter and your thumb throttle. When you do have your PAS level set to 0, it does disengage this, so As long as you have your PAS to 0, you don't have to worry about anybody accidentally hitting that. But when it's in 1, it will activate. So we'll go ahead and move up to the front here. So here's your front suspension. You have your preload adjustment here and your lockout here, which is just 1 turn. There is no micro adjustments on that. So it's either you have suspension or you don't. And then this will help with how fast it comes back up when it springs back up from its down position. You can tighten that if you need to. It does have a place here where it looks like you could mount a front rack or front basket. I believe they sell that on their website, but they don't sell the rear rack. Here is the headlight. It is a dual beam headlight. It seems pretty decent actually. And then you got your battery up here under the frame. Your key is right here. And then when you unlock it, you just turn the key. This pops down, and then you got to hit this little release to release it. Now you can charge this battery on the bike by taking that little rubber cap off, and there's where you plug it in. It does have a place to put a water bottle or a toolkit right here, and the frame kind of swoops down, so it's got a pretty low center of gravity, even though it is still a pretty big bike. We got our 180 millimeter rotors with the Logan hydraulic calipers. Logan hydraulic brakes have always been really good for me. They have pretty good stopping power, and with these fat tires, they definitely provide a very comfortable ride and allow you to do a little bit of off-roading. Now these aren't the best tires in the world, so I wouldn't expect them to last too long, especially if you're going to ride on the street. Being that they're knobbies, that's going to wear down pretty quickly on the street. A couple things on this side is we don't have a double wall chain guard here, so it's possible the chain could fall off the chain ring if you're doing off-road at all, and your pants could also get caught up in there. I always talk about that. I really would like to see double wall chain guards on every bike because it's just easy, not that expensive. Might as well just do it. Here's your Tourney derailleur. Seems to be working perfectly fine. But this is the low end of the derailleur from Shimano, and there is no derailleur guard. Another thing that I think should be standard with every bike. Now you can buy this part. It's just a metal bar that goes over and blocks this, so if you were to accidentally drop your bike, get in an accident, usually they put it on here to protect from shipping, but the derailleur guard protects this. If you were to, like, let's say you come up to a high curb and you get close to it, you could bump this, push it in, knock it out of adjustment, and that can put you down. Luckily you have a throttle to get home, but you really do want to protect that. So if you are going to get this bike, especially if you're going to be doing off-road, highly recommend getting a derailleur guard. They're $10 on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description for that. Now here's your pedals. They are just plastic standard pedals, nothing fancy, but they provide a grip and they do what they need to do. You can always upgrade these too. Now here's the mid shock. It is a Hot 320. So this shock has a weight limit of 550 pounds, so it's pretty stiff. We're gonna see how it works today when we go off-road after this segment. But yeah, that's pretty nice. I hope it works good. Now it does look like we got a PuckiPuppy branded motor. So don't know exactly who makes it. I don't know the reading off of it. There's no stamp saying the wattage. And another big standout feature here is the rear seat. And this is the biggest, fattest rear seat that I've seen on a stock e-bike. It's pretty comfortable. As you can see, it does have a lot of cushion. There's not a whole lot of support there, so you're really just getting cushion. I haven't rode this very long at all yet, but the seat performs very well, and it's just huge, but it looks pretty decent on this bike since it's such a big bike. Now, like I said, it does have a headlight, but the puppy is got its tail clipped. There is no rear tail light on this Boxer. They cut that thing all the way off. So I would recommend getting a light. I have a light on the back of my helmet, so I always have lights on me. But yeah, if you're gonna ride this bike on the street at night or even during the day, it would be recommended to get a light. So that's the Boxer by PuckiPuppy. Let's go take this back out on the road. We're gonna head to our off-road spot and we're gonna test that rear suspension. Now I can already tell you, this bike is not gonna be a hill climber at all. I will take you on a couple hills, but I'm not looking forward to it. So we're currently getting 32 miles an hour. 33. Alright, here's our flat road. Let's see what we can get it up to. We are going to have to pedal to reach our top speed. And I'm pedaling as hard as I can. See if we can get that. Oh, we got the 28. 29. 30. 30 by pedaling on a flat piece of ground. But I'm going to tell you what, I had to put all of my power into that to get the 30. Your normal rate of speed is going to be about right here, 26 to 28 miles an hour at the top end. All right, let's go ahead and test our PAS levels. We don't have anybody around us, so we're going to ride in PAS 1. Let's see where it cuts out at. Okay. Looks like we're getting about 13 miles an hour PAS 1. Pretty big jump. 18 PAS 2. And I'm looking at their display. You guys can see the GPS reading. I'm reading off the display. It's about a mile off, maybe 2 miles off, mile and a half off, something like that. PAS 3, we're at 24. I would say PAS 4 is right around 26, 27, and then it cuts off. And then PAS 5 is anything 28 and above. Seems to be performing well. I always really like the way these bikes look. It's been a while since I've been on a 26 by 4 inch e-bike. And I've never been on one that has full suspension. We're going to take this up at least one decent sized hill, see how it does. If it graduates, we might do 2. Here's why I feel like it's probably not going to make it up the first hill, because this is a really small incline. I think it's 6%. So now we are going to do a hill climb test with throttle only to see how powerful this motor really is. Now if it gets above 20 miles an hour, I will pedal, but I seriously doubt it will make it up this hill any faster than 15, if that. Alright, so this is where it starts to incline here on our first hill, which is a 6 to 8% grade. It's 6% right here, and once we get up to that bright yellow sign up there, that is the 8% grade. So oh, they're waiting for me. I gotta pedal. Not that it makes much of a difference. Alright, so we are climbing the 6% grade with throttle only. Gets a little steeper right up here. Right by the school sign. And yeah, we are definitely not graduating. So we got an 8 miles per hour. The next hill is even steeper. It is definitely not going to make it up it with throttle only. So right up here, right past the dirt spot where they're building a new subdivision, that is the steepest part of this hill. And this will get us up there, but we're going to have to do pedaling, see how well it does. Because if we do throttle only, I don't think we're going to make it. Oh, they actually got a road in here now. I'll be able to go back there and ride. That's going to be cool. Alright, we are struggling here. We are all the way down to gear 1. The motor is making noise, but it's not helping us. So we are definitely not going to make it up the next hill. So we're not even going to attempt it. See how well this thing does off-road. Maybe we'll kick it up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised that the ground's pretty soft, but looks fairly dry right now. Now it's kind of hard to do off-roading when you have the selfie stick in your hand and you can't shift. Guess you don't really need to shift. Yeah, you can definitely tell the rear suspension's there. It's absorbing these bumps pretty good. This time we're going to do pedal assist all the way down this side of the lake, which is all off-road. Not super crazy terrain, but it's pretty bumpy. Looks like it's pretty well trimmed though. We do have people that come back here to take care of the trail. We're going to do pedal assist, kick in here on the highest, oh, I'm not even in the highest gear. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pump this all the way up. I'm going to be in my highest gear, and I'll try to go as fast as I can without falling off. There's some duckies. Okay, gotta go a little slow here because it's kind of a blind corner. Up to 20 miles an hour. Not bad, not bad. Did pretty good there. Oh yeah, this is really good for off-road. Lucky for us it's not muddy, so I won't have to worry about getting drenched in mud. Alright, and for our final test, we are going to go out and ride the bike fully unlocked. So I'm going to show you what pedal assist can do. We'll just put it on pedal assist 5, see if we can get a top speed higher than what we got last time. And then we're going to see if the throttle speed increased at all. Now if you push the 3 bottom buttons on the remote, you'll go into the menu. You will have an option for speed limit, and that will be set at 20 something, I believe. If you change that and you set that to 61, that is the highest. And then you'll want to change your intensity setting from 3, which is the default, to 5. And that'll give you a little bit more oomph when you start taking off. And we'll see if it increases the top speed. But let's put this up in PAS 5. And let's just use the throttle, see if we can get over 20 miles an hour. All right, looks like we can. Power seems pretty close to the same, it's just not cutting out. Alright, this is a pretty flat road right here. Now we are getting some headwind, so pretty windy right now, unfortunately. But it's definitely going faster than it did with the stock settings. So if you unlock the speed, you'll get a faster top speed on throttle, which I did not mention at the beginning of this video, so I saved it for the end. Now let's go ahead and try pedal assist 5. Let's see if it actually increases the power at all. We got it up to 30 miles an hour with pedal assist coming back the other way. we will do the same test. I'll go down here and turn around. I did fully charge this battery. And this is the flat part of the road. 30, 31. Okay. Well, we hit the hill, so that speed's gonna, let's see, this is flat right here. Let's see if we can hold this. Oh God. 35, 36. Okay. So this does have a 20 amp hour battery. It is a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. So I would say you'd probably get around 30 to 40 mile range. But that's one thing this bike will get you, is a pretty good range. That'll do it for the PuckiPuppy Boxer. If you guys are interested in checking this out, there will be a link in the description. If I have any coupon codes, I will leave it down there as well. If you have any questions about the Boxer, make sure you leave them in the comments section. If you like this video, hit that like button. You know, all the good things. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.